Morning everybody. Just getting the last of the onions from the greenhouse. Ready for pickling. Come on, come and join me in the kitchen. Welcome. It's that time of year that I like to do with pickled onions for Christmas. I've got some red ones here. I've got some white ones over the back here. We've got 500 grams of red onions and just under 1,000 grams of white onions. Now, what I'm going to do this year, I'm going to do the red onions in the white vinegar, and I'm going to split these into two portions. One's going to be in malt vinegar and one in white vinegar. But first what I've got to do is get the kettle on. Now apparently, if you cover them in water, hot water straight out the kettle for about 20 seconds. Oh, that's hot. It loosens up the skins. That's that one. Just give them a little swirl round and then drain them off. Put them back in the bowl. And fill the bowl with ice cold water. Now, let's see if they actually do peel. Yeah, it does actually work. Now these have been topped and tailed before they've been put in the water. Well, there's a few bits of onion coming off as well. What? Bit gone AWOL. I'm going to push on and do this, and I'll come back in a bit. Well, that was a messy little process. But they're all done, they've all been peeled. Now what I have found is the white ones, they seem to peel a lot easier than the red ones. I don't know why. Don't know if it's excuse me, if it's the variety of onion if you know why the white ones seem to peel better than the red ones, pop a little comment down below and let us know, because I'll be interested to know for next year. So now these are all done. What I'm going to do, we're going to give them some salt and we're going to leave them for 24 hours. Now, with the 100 grams of onions, I have 50 grams of salt. I'm just going to sprinkle that over the top, like so. It may seem a lot, but it will do, hopefully, what it's meant to do. So we'll mix them up a little bit. Now, because this is half of that, we've got half the salt again. Welcome back. Now these have been soaking for the last 24 hours. And we've got a little bit of juice. I don't know if you can see that in the bottom of there. We haven't got anything. Well, we've got a little bit in the bottom of that one. So what we're going to do, we're just going to rinse these out in cold water. Ready for the pickling process. Now over here we've got our very organised pickling ingredients. So we've got 600 millilitres of white vinegar, 600 of the malt vinegar, and there will be another one of them in there, but I've only got 2 jugs. So we've also got 100 grams of sugar, 25 grams of salt, a pickling spice, which is a lazy one, it all comes in one jar, and 2 bay leaves. Now we've got the 2 pans on the hob, one with the malt, one with the white. If you can hear a little noise in the background, that's the oven. That's my dinner cooking. See, men can multitask. So we're going to add, now I haven't turned the hobs on yet, so we're going to add the sugar, chuck the spices in, little bit of salt, and 2 fresh bay leaves from the garden. Do the same with this one. And then turn the hob on. Just give it a little stir. Oh, I can smell them intense flavours already. As you can see and probably hear, that's steaming away quite nicely. So all we're going to do is, if I can find them, oh, down there. We're going to pop lids on, bring them to the boil, and then we'll set them aside on the draining board. Now, while the pickling vinegar is just cooling down and infusing over on the other draining board, we're going to start putting the onions in the jars. Nice and dry, which is good. We're just going to pop them in. Now, we're not going to do full jars. These jars are very big for what we have. Although they're filling up quite nicely. Right, so there's one. Where's the red ones? Is it? No, they're the red ones. Just going to push them in. Well, we don't need to push them in, but just put them in. That's it. That's the red one's done. I'll get round to them in a little while. Wow, if you could smell that, to say. Anyway, it's been cooling for a little bit. It's still hot. The smell that's coming out of there is unbelievable. So we're going to pick out the bay leaves. Now, which one did I say? Oh, it was this one, wasn't it? I'm going to poke one of them in there. Ow, that's too hot. Poke one down that side. We're going to pour now. If you see that a lot of the pickling spices I've already they've set at the bottom, so we're going to pour them in first. And then we're going to top it up. Now we've got to make sure it's all covered. Oh, just about enough. Now they've all rose to the top, but over time they will sink. I don't know if you can see the bubbles at the top. So we're going to leave it for probably around 5 or 10 minutes until the bubbles stop before we shut the lids. That's that one done. Crack on with the other one. Okay, these have been sitting here fermenting for a little while. And all we're going to do is to cover them up. Put the lids on. Now I'll move the lid around just to make sure that we get a good seal. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do that most people don't do, when you leave the onions like this, over time all the pickling spice soaks to the bottom, so it infuses all the bottom onions. Although the top ones do get a little bit of spice in them, most of it is down the bottom. So all I do, two reasons for doing this. The first is to make sure there's no leaks, and the second, they don't want to go down now. It infuses the onions at the bottom, i.e. the top, whichever way round you got your jar. That will stay like that for a week on a saucer, just to make sure that there's no leaks coming out. Unlike that one. I'll take that one off. White side. That's better. And they'll stay like that for about a week or so. And then we'll turn them up the other way. Now this one is a different matter. This is an old coffee jar, and for this grease-proof paper. Put it on top, put that on there, and just force it in. That's all you need. Give it a good shake. Get all them spices running about. No legs. So that's it. That's my pickled onions for this year. Now I've got another batch I've got to do, which are the, let me show you. These silver skins. Now they're not actually meant to grow that big, but that one, well, I don't know how the hell I'm going to pickle that. Any suggestions what I can do with that? I do know a few people that if I do pickle it, I've got a big enough mouth for that to fit into. But that's another story for another time. So yeah, till next time, take care, and I'll catch up with you very soon.